I feel like now more than ever, women are speaking up about postpartum and being more aware and supportive of the woman once the baby is born. Maybe it was her first, maybe it's her fourth, maybe it's her fifth, maybe it was an easy birth, hard birth, whatever it is. She still just went through a crazy thing in life that we have these extremely unrealistic expectations that she will just pop that baby out, start breastfeeding, have that 6-week appointment, good to go. And that's crazy to me. And it always seemed crazy to me in my mind, but I could never speak out about it because I had never gone through it. So why would anybody listen to me? I think one of the most important things that we need to say out loud more and understand more from a woman's perspective when it comes to postpartum, and I'm gonna read it word for word of what I wrote down because I think it's really important. I can be thankful for the healthy, incredible blessing of a beautiful child and be sad, frustrated, confused, and upset over what I went through to bring that child into the world. The key word is and. You can be both. Being any version of upset, frustrated, sad, overwhelmed, emotional, confused. I'm trying to think of all the things that I felt. Do not take away from the amount of love and thankfulness that you have for the beautiful child you just brought into the world. And I think that's so important to understand and remember when you're dealing with a woman postpartum and you're trying to be supportive of her. It might be confusing to you if you haven't been through it. You can feel both simultaneously, and it doesn't take away from either one, and it never changes the way that you feel about your child. And this is for normal postpartum, normal pregnancy, healthy pregnancy, and for hyperemesis women or women who had challenging pregnancies or infertility or anything along those lines, because when you're going through it, when you're in the middle of it, when you're in the midst of a challenging pregnancy, you're not thinking about anything except every day keeping yourself and that baby alive and healthy. So it's normal that after that baby is here and after everything has kind of settled and sunk in, for your brain to go, oh, wow, okay, I need to process what we just went through and what just happened, all while being in the midst of baby bliss and excitement and relief that your baby is here and happy. So it can have this like total tidal wave effect where you're just minute to minute changing how you feel and what you're experiencing. So hold space for that for yourself and for other people as much as you can during the early postpartum days, because it is a roller coaster. That kind of ties into something I wanted to say about both normal pregnancies and difficult pregnancies, is that whatever you're feeling, postpartum is valid. We don't all have to feel the same. We don't all have to have the same experience and the same level of emotions and level of thoughts and feelings that hit us afterwards. And you don't have to apologize or explain to get validation for those feelings. And when Adalynn was first here, those first couple months, I was, I guess, neurotic, and I had a heavy amount of postpartum anxiety happening. I was so anxious about every noise she made, every diaper change, every feeding, every latch, every noise in the house. I was just in tune, on edge, just couldn't handle if she was upset and someone else was handling her. I needed her immediately. And that has a lot to do with the trauma that I experienced during my pregnancy. And I've kind of worked through that now, and I've made a lot of progress. I didn't realize at first what was happening. I didn't understand that the anxiety I was feeling, one, that it was anxiety. I just thought, this is just how I am as a mom. And I also didn't realize that trauma during pregnancy or pre-pregnancy, say like infertility or having multiple miscarriages and loss, can create this intense postpartum anxiety experience where you feel like you have to be with that baby, taking care of that baby, making sure she's okay, making sure she's happy, not crying, not in pain, not upset, that she's still breathing, like all of these things, because of what you went through up until the point that she arrived was traumatic. That then when they are there, it creates this like anxious notion that you have to protect them and you have to be with them and caring for them 24/7. When you're experiencing postpartum anxiety, it can feel like a couple of things. It can feel like waves, like these intense waves of like, for me, it always was like, give me my baby now, give her to me. Like if anyone even remotely batted an eye or like hesitated when I asked for her, I would literally just look at them and go, give her to me now. Like I was like, just went from, oh, I'll take her, to give her to me. Because this just wave would wash over me of something's wrong with her. Something's wrong. I have to fix it. It's me. It's my responsibility. I have to fix it. I have to make sure that she's okay and that she's not in even the smallest amount of discomfort or pain or having any issues. And I know some of you are listening to this and thinking, well, that's just being a mom, but it was something more than that. It was something that was making it like a panic. I could feel my chest start to tighten up, and I could feel myself start to, like, if something was wrong with her. It can feel really lonely, and you can feel like you're the only one who's ever experienced these feelings, and it can feel like this is now you. Like it's not just something you're experiencing that you have to work through, but that it's a part of you now, and this is just how you are. And to me, that was like, oh my gosh, is this how I'm gonna be forever now? Like I'm just this like on edge, anxious, upset all the time if she's even remotely like having anything going on. And I thought, one, I thought this isn't how I thought I'd be as a mother. And two, I thought I'm gonna be so tired all the time, because having that level of anxiety constantly is so exhausting. It's so tiring. And then on top of that, to feel lonely and misunderstood and unsupported, it can really spiral and get out of control. And I'm really lucky that, you know, my family and my husband are very supportive and understanding, and helped me work through it and understand what was happening, and understand that how I was being wasn't, I hate to say the word normal, because it was in that moment my normal, but it wasn't something that was productive and helpful for me or Adalynn long term. Now at 9 months postpartum, I feel like I have made a lot of progress since then, and my daily anxiety levels are so much lower. I think it'll be something that I just work through as time goes on, and that I continue to validate and understand where it's coming from and just work through it. I feel like I've come a long way, and I feel like there is a cloud that was lifted where I finally felt this weight and this freedom and this clarity. And I don't really have like at 5 months postpartum or 6 months postpartum. It just kind of was like slowly over time, like a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less, as I worked through it and as she got older. I did not seek help from a professional. I was able to work through it on my own with the help of some friends in my family. But there is absolutely no shame and no problem if you need to ask for help from somebody, and you are 1000% not the only one who feels the way that you feel, and you are definitely not. There's nothing wrong with you. I think that too is kind of something that I kept trying to remind myself, is there's nothing wrong with you. You're just working through this in a different way and experiencing something that you need to understand and process.